at 9. First, the highlights. Lagos State government moves to protect groundwater resources. Nigeria, Germany strengthen partnership to grow micro, small and medium-scale enterprises. On foreign scene, Brazil declares state of emergency amid measures to curtail spread of dengue fever. And in sport, Nigerian forward Victor Osimhen gets clearance to join teammate ahead African semi-final clash against South Africa. Now, the details. I am Sarah Adesanya. To avoid the depletion of groundwater resources and for effective water governance, management and regulations, the Lagos State government has organized a stakeholders engagement to protect the sector. The forum was put together by the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources and Lagos State Water Regulatory Commission, LASWACO. Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Offices Water Resources and Drainage Services. Mahmoud Adegbite called on stakeholders to collaborate with the state to manage groundwater resources, helping and the need to start using the data to deal with issues.
Very first thing, to understand the fact that we all need to treat groundwater as a rare resource. Since such an important resource for the state, it's such an important resource for the state that we need to make sure that we manage it in a sustainable manner.
While speaking to the socio-economic impact of unregulated groundwater abstraction in a sedimentary terrain, a case of Lagos State, Professor from University of Agriculture, Abeokuta Olufemi Idowu, described the engagement as an opportunity to take informed decision and the trajectory to promote sustainable development. According to him, if groundwater is not regulated with increasing population overexploitation, water quality will diminish.
The Commission has to put a lot of things in place in order to ensure that the guidelines are effective. It's not enough only to put guidelines in place, but they must be ensured that they're effective so as to meet the purpose for which they were put in place. And one of the ways is kind of forum that they have been organized. And then the need to make the people understand that this for their own benefit.
The event had in attendance representatives from the academia, regulators, private sector, civil society organizations, United Nations Global Impact, amongst others. 250 facilities have been sealed by the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, LASEPA, in the past few weeks for flouting environmental regulations in the state. General Manager, LASEPA, Babatunde Ajayi, stated this in a keynote address delivered with declaring open an environmental competence and capacity building course for stakeholders in the environment sector. Ajayi noted that under the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the agency will set up its regulatory and enforcement measures to create a sane and stable environment in the state. LASEPA boss, who expressed optimism on the positive impact of the training for environment consultants as partners with government, also hinted that conversations around demolition and construction pollution will kickstart to sensitize stakeholders across the state.
We are hunting for perpetrators of fake news. Fake news is not good for our development, and we should also learn to be very factual. There is need for factual reporting. Facts, accuracy, and timeliness, and so that can make impact.
One of the facilitators, an environment enthusiast, Omawumi Kolalawal, noted that the training is apt for Africa is vulnerable to climate change, and there is need for customized approach towards tackling environmental issues and risk management.
We should make sure that we have a customized approach to addressing environmental and social issues. We should make sure that we understand what it means to be African. It is not African to not to protect the environment. It's not African not to be sustainable. And we should push what our values are and come up with solutions that can help us protect what we really, really love and value, which is our environment.
Over 104 environment consultants coverage on Ikeja for the training, with different facilitators addressing critical issues affecting the environment. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has visited 2 community development associations, CDAs, within Agbori Ketu Koshofe to further propagate the door-to-door engagement on sexual and gender-based violence (SGBV). Executive Secretary DSVA Chitidala Varvo Adeniyi stressed that the agency is targeting 1 million residents in the state on the door-to-door engagement to further propagate the SGBV message. She also said the door-to-door engagement is aimed to ensure that SGBV message is ingrained in all to ensure residents in the state support government in the fight to eradicate the menace from the state. Varvo Adeniyi said the exercise is also expedient for residents in the state to report cases when it occurred. Over 2,800 people were engaged one-on-one, while flyers, educational materials were distributed, and posters hung at strategic locations within the communities. The rest of the stars. The federal government in Germany have agreed to strengthen collaboration to boost the micro, small and medium-scale enterprise MSMEs in the country. Minister of Industry and Investment Doris Uzoka-Nite said this during a bilateral meeting organized by the Ministry and German Ministry of Economic Development in Abuja. Uzoka-Nite acknowledged the existing partnership between the two countries while noting that President Bola Tinubu has formed the Presidential Council on Industrial Revitalization, which is chaired by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Economy. She added that President also intervened in the sector by providing grains, fertilizer to farmers to bring additional increase to rice, maize, wheat and cassava production in order to increase output and bring down prices to help bring down inflation. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has explained the cause of the long queues in some filling stations in Lagos State. According to the NNPCL spokesperson, Femi Shoneye, the recent tightness experienced in certain areas was due to a brief distribution issue in Lagos, which has since been resolved, dismissing insinuations of fresh fuel scarcity. Similarly, the National Vice Chairman of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Hamed Fashola, said he was aware of the queues in some filling stations in Lagos, saying the queues might be due to panic buying on part of the customers. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji says he remained grateful to President Bola Tinubu for staying on top of the abduction of school pupil situation, a development which he said motivated everyone involved to put in their best in rescuing the children. The governor stated this while receiving a delegation of the Yoruba socio-political group, Afenifere, who came on condolence visit to his office in Ado-Ekiti. The Afenifere delegation, led by the Ondo State chairman of the group, Korede Duile, was sent by the national leader of Afenifere, Ruben Fashoranti, to commiserate with the government and people of Ekiti State over the killing of two traditional rulers and abduction of some pupils of private school and their teachers last week. Governor Oyebanji said President Tinubu was with him on telephone every day till the abducted school pupils were released. The governor would describe the gruesome killing of two traditional rulers as sacrilegious and an affront to Ekiti people and the Yoruba race, assured that the perpetrators would not go unpunished. And out of foreign news, the authorities in Brazil's city of Rio de Janeiro have declared health emergency as they try to contain the spread of dengue fever. The incidence of the mosquito-borne disease quadrupled in Brazil in January compared to the same month last year. Rio has registered 10,000 cases so far this year compared to 23 for the whole of 2023, saying it will open 10 treatment centers for people with dengue. Brazil's health minister, Nícia Trinidad, has urged people to make sure they check their homes and get rid of any stagnant water where mosquitoes which transmit dengue breed. Dengue can cause a fever, severe headache, pain beyond the eyes, muscle and joint pain, and a blotchy rash. And in sports, Nigeria's Victor Osimhen has been cleared to face the Bafana of South Africa on Wednesday's semi-final clash at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Osimhen was a major doubt for the game after failing to travel with the rest of the team to Bokeh on Monday night due to abdominal discomfort. Head coach Osepesaro failed to offer assurance to the Napoli forward's availability for the game during his pre-match press conference earlier today. The 25-year-old has scored 1 goal and registered 1 assist in 5 appearances for the Super Eagles at the ongoing AFCON 2023 finals. The Super Eagles player will have their final training session ahead of the game against Bafana at the Stade Annex Bouquet later tonight. Just before we go, ensure the registration mark on your vehicle is clear and visible at all times. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that Sanwo-Olu administration provided 450,000 pupils with e-learning devices? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. To avoid the depletion of groundwater resources and for effective water governance, management and regulations, the Lagos State Government has organized a stakeholders engagement to protect the sector. The federal government and Germany have agreed to strengthen collaboration to boost micro, small and medium-scale enterprise MSMEs in the country. We also told you that the authorities in the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro have declared a health emergency as they try to contain the spread of dengue fever. And in sport, Nigeria's Victor Osimhen has been cleared to face the Bafana of South Africa in Wednesday's semi-final clash at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adesanya Ajoyuka. I am Sarah Adesoya.